Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, citizens of all ages, Will here, and today I'm going to show you the Sabre Comet.
Selection confirmed. Your ship is currently
Now,
being delivered to the launch platform.
if you've seen any of my earlier videos, and by that I mean, well, basically anything I haven't posted within, past few weeks, you would know I have quite the affinity for my Sabre Comet. I've got probably more videos on the Comet than anything else, but I didn't have commentary on them. Now, if you own a Sabre or a Sabre Comet, you might be noticing something that's off immediately. You may be noticing my size 3 Panther in the front is accompanied by 2 weapons on the size 3 mount on the rear. Now, what that is I've got an 85X turret put into the S3 hardpoint. So I've effectively turned that single S3 excuse me, into a double S1 mount. And yes, that is gimbaled. So, as you probably can tell, I've got the Sucker Punch distortion cannon at the top for the shields, and the neutron cannon at the bottom, just for that little extra oomph. Combine that with a Panther, and then double that for both sides, and in my opinion, you have one hell of a killer fighter. The Sabre Comet is part of the Masters of Flight category, specifically to have a broader focus, or I guess more pinpoint focus on dogfighting compared to the regular Sabre. And really, the only difference between the Sabre Comet and the Sabre is the paint. Really, I mean, it's got this cool digital urban camo on there with a nice blue accents, and the only other difference between the two ships is the default loadout. The base Sabre comes with, I believe, 4 size 3 Panthers, whereas the Sabre Comet, this one, comes with 2 size 3 Panthers in the front, and then 2 size 3 Pyro burst weapons in the rear. So, the Pyro burst are basically plasma shotguns. And just like most shotguns in games, you do have to be relatively close to really do any sort of damage. And unlike most weapons, the Pyro burst, they miss more than they hit. Now, from the testing that I've done, it seems as though the reason the Pyro bursts tend to fail is because of the netcode. Whenever I play offline, like I am currently, and I use the Pyro burst, I mow through enemy combatants. Especially when the enemy NPCs do that little swoop that they do, where it's like they're charging you and then they veer off at the last second. Well, if I time it and aim properly as they're passing me, I can hit them with the full brunt of both size 3 Pyroblast weapons, and right then and there, almost an instant kill. Obviously, if you've got shields, the plasmas will, bounce off or chew up on the shields. But at close range, about 2 to 4 direct shots, and you're killing a lot of enemy vehicles. A lot of them. after this NPC engagement, I might go back and swap out the weapons just to show you what the Pyro Burst are capable of. In fact, I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. Really not sure why the Masters of Flight, I guess, group was created. To my recollection, the Masters of Flight constitute as the Sabre Comet, the Gladius Valiant, which I also own, which is in another video I did not so long ago. There's also the Hornet Wildfire, which is basically just a red Hornet, and the Titan Renegade, which is another UEE branded Titan, and it's actually really cool. It's got a really nice paint job where it's the blue and yellow, and you might have seen one in the verse. So let's see if I can kill this guy. Oh, of course I miss. You know... Wow, there we go. Alright. So, that was the Sabre with the Sucker Punch and Neutron Cannons. And this is the loadout that I use, like I said, in the PU, because the Pyro Burst weapons can't hit shit in the persistent universe. So now, excuse me, I think I have a cold. So now what I'm going to do, let's exit to the menu. And I'm going to go to my hangar, swap out the weapons, and then I'm going to show you what the Pyro Burst can do in Arena Commander, because there's going to be a lot more targets. Plus, when you're in the offline mode, and if you go back to the menu and then go back to Universe, it actually reverts to being online, so I don't get any of the frames benefits. I don't get any of those benefits. It just basically says, no, I'm not going to work. So let's pull that off. Make sure that's the Sucker Punch. Pull that off. Pull off the remote turret. AMS Pyro Burst. I mean, look at those. Those are some interesting... It looks like a shotgun. It looks like a futuristic laser shotgun, doesn't it? Not sure why my frames are jumping all over the place. I think it has to do with the lighting or the fact that I have an unoptimized Phoenix just sitting right over yonder. Perhaps I'll do a tour of the Phoenix. Would you guys like that? You want to see a tour of the Constellation Phoenix? If you do, leave a like and a comment and say, "We want Phoenix." And that's just a little sneak peek of it right there. You also got my 350R Delta, and of course, the ship of the hour, the Sabre Comet. I mean, just look at that thing. It's such a... Ooh, it's a sexy ship. That is what I'm talking about. Can't wait to see what the Sabre Raven is going to be. What do you guys think the Sabre Raven is going to turn out to be? You think it's going to be a bomber? You think it's going to be a stealth attack ship? I've seen a couple of theories floating around. Speaking of theories, what about the Game Changer? That I am very interested to see. I've seen people putting guesses out that the Game Changer might be a sort of generation ship, kind of a la the Enterprise. I don't know. I don't think that's gonna happen. That wouldn't make sense. There's really not a lot of gameplay there, unless you can like have children. But that's a conversation I'm not going to get into. Another good theory that I've seen is that it's going to be some sort of construction ship. So we're going to be able to do base building with it, or something along those lines. Now, if you notice, when I fired that, you can see... There we go. You can see all of the little projectiles, and as you can also see, those are not ballistics, which is awesome. And by the pips, you can see they do have a very small range. But look at that, just a couple of hits with the Panthers, and then about 1 or 2 shots with the Pyro burst and they go down. Oh, I think one of my AI friends has died. There shouldn't be a missile pickup yet, so that someone important died. And I think that's only Vixen over there. Look, he's running scared. He's running scared. Ah! But as you can see, you do have to be close for it to do the full brunt of the damage that it's capable of. You can kind of see the projectiles out there spread. It's actually not terrible. So if I were to do an outside, like a side view for you to get a better idea. Surprisingly good. Surprisingly good. And oh, someone's trying some shit. Someone is trying some shit. Keyword is was. You see that? Just as they're coming in to get me. Oh, do some evasive maneuvering. Boom. 6 shots with the Panthers. 1 hit with the Pyro burst, and they are knocked the fuck out, like Smokey would say. Boom! Look at that. Again, just a couple of hits. And that is why, in my opinion, I love the Sabre. I mean, look at again. Boom! Oh, you're lucky I didn't see you sooner. But again, look at only 1,000 meters, 1,300 meters, and the Pyro bursts are basically useless. I mean, look, even if I wanted to hit him. Ah, I missed. There we go. So yeah, that I think that's going to do it for this video on the Sabre Comet. If you have any questions or if you want to see more videos like this, leave a like and a comment. Don't forget to subscribe because it does really help me out. And this was the Masters of Flight, the best Masters of Flight ship, if you ask me. So until next time, this has been Will, and you all have a wonderful day. Peace.